Good morning, guys. We're all sparkly. Today we're going to talk about common TRT side effects. What side effects can occur from a healthy, well-balanced TRT protocol that results in normal physiological parameters for long-term physical and psychological well-being? None. But it's not quite as simple as that, disappointingly. Part of it is getting you there, and part of it is keeping you there. Getting you there from a pharmacological perspective is my job. Keeping you there is your job. What have you got to do? Yeah, you guessed it. Look after your lifestyle, reduce stress, improve sleep hygiene, minimize booze, eat properly, and train regularly. Incredibly important. And if you start your TRT journey from a place of ill health, whether you're a chunky monkey or you're boozing or you're doing some maladaptive things that are negatively impacting your overall health, your journey is going to be more troublesome than the person that's already got his ducks in line. Because we can get you level, we can get you stable, but because we're always aiming for optimal well-being, and so should you, the changes that you're going to need to make to become optimal are going to result in you needing to have your protocol adjusted. Why? Because you're giving yourself a fixed dose of testosterone and HCG. So if you become a super athlete after becoming a chunky monkey, obviously your physiology will have changed, it will have adapted, it will have improved. But the time when you were a chunky monkey and you had your testosterone levels dialed in, it won't be reflective of your overall physiology when you're an elite athlete. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So let's break it down. Testosterone is body identical. It's the same chemical that your body produces, but it's made in a lab. It's got carbon atoms attached to it. Those carbon atoms are very necessary because they allow the testosterone to be broken down slowly. And because we need to use testosterone 24/7, we don't want to shoot pure testosterone in because it would render you hypogonadal after a couple of hours. Your pituitary, hello squirrel, your pituitary and hypothalamus would have been saying, you got enough. And then you feel rubbish. So we want that sustained release. And testosterone cypionate is the perfect ester for that. And as you guys know, we subscribe to daily microdosing because it's as close as damn it mimicking physiology, the goal of TRT. The HCG that you produce, actually, interestingly, you do produce a small amount of HCG, but not in the same amount as you do when administering testosterone replacement therapy. Because what's the purpose of HCG in TRT? It mimics luteinizing hormones. So it's going to preserve testicular function, size, and this. People on HCG often report an improved sense of libido and cognitive function compared to testosterone monotherapy. That doesn't mean testosterone monotherapy is rubbish. It just means that most people feel better with the concept of HRT, hormone replacement therapy, not testosterone replacement therapy. Logical, isn't it? So let's break down the side effects. What can go wrong on TRT outside of not being dialed in and not looking after yourself? Well, you can see an elevation in hematocrit, red blood cell concentration. Now, this is interesting and misunderstood because what isn't misunderstood? Red blood cells are a physical thing in a volume of liquid called the plasma. And that plasma is being pumped around by the heart. Now, the viscosity of the blood will increase with increased red blood cells. There will obviously be an optimal level of red blood cells for that heart to pump around that oxygenated blood to the tissues. If it goes above, it's going to become viscous. And that poor heart, what's going to happen to that? It's going to struggle, isn't it? And the blood vessels are friable. So you'll be pumping around thick, oily blood at the same rate because it has to be delivered to the tissues, and it's going to become problematic, isn't it? The friable nature of the blood vessel The fact that hematocrit will also increase platelet aggregation involved in clotting, you can see that there'll be cardiovascular problems as a result of having a raised hematocrit. So you don't want that. You want optimal. Now, you can raise your hematocrit to normal with TRT if low testosterone caused a low hematocrit. But it's also always about what? Balance and stability. I've spoken about this in numerous videos before, so have a look at them, because I'm not going to bother going over it again. What else can go wrong? Well, lipids. We're obviously super enthused about optimizing cardiovascular health, as well as your testosterone levels and your psychological well-being. Now, there are three major components to cardiovascular health that testosterone, estrogen, and DHT are involved in. Number one, hematocrit, we've just spoken about that. Number two, blood pressure. And number three, lipids. So what we don't want to have is lipid dysregulation as a result of high testosterone and high estradiol. We want normal. Your body's incredible. Don't mess it up. Normal, normal, normal. You're designed to fight and you're designed to fornicate. So having healthy hormone levels, again, serve as a foundation, but you've still got to put the work in. Sorry to disappoint you. You still have to put the work in, day out. Don't poison your body. So DHT. Some people worry about male pattern baldness. That ship has sailed, unfortunately, but it's genetic. Because you don't actually raise your DHT levels above normal with testosterone replacement therapy. Because if your DHT level was high, it would mean that your testosterone level would also be high, and we'd adjust that. DHT is a paracrine hormone, so actually measuring serum concentration levels is pretty useless. So we don't actually need to worry about DHT, but we should if it was high, because outside of all losing hair with massively superphysiological DHT levels, there are links with cardiovascular problems. And we don't want that. We just said that. We don't want cardiovascular problems. We want normal. Again, this body, it wants balance. What else? Boobs. We don't want bangers. We want to play with bangers, but we don't want bangers ourselves. Now, we think that obviously testosterone, DHT, and estradiol are all obviously anabolic hormones. But on the breast tissue, estrogen is excitatory, testosterone and DHT are inhibitory. So you can see that the ratio of these three hormones is super important. Now, gyno, again, is pretty complicated. And I've done a video on this already. So gynecomastia is the result of excess estradiol, excess prolactin, progesterone, and IGF-1. So it is rather complicated. But from a TRT perspective, it's estradiol. Estradiol will raise prolactin because it inhibits what? Prolactin inhibitory hormone, aka dopamine. So you can see it's incredibly complicated. Now, what can happen if you get estradiol in excess outside of boobies? Well, we don't want to have blood pressure problems. Now, your estrogen's involved in the lining of the blood vessel, but too much tends to cause blood pressure problems and water retention, a common complaint. What else? Prostate. We've spoken about the prostate before. Kind of interesting, isn't it? We're seeing a massive increase incidence in prostate cancer, and that's not solely as a result of increased screening. It's also due to the fact that we're seeing testosterone levels drop, but relative estradiols rise. Because why? Everybody's unhealthy. Everybody pollutes their livers with chemicals. And there are two tissues within the body that have the aromatase enzyme that you can directly impact how much testosterone gets converted to estrogen, and that's what? Liver health and body fat. So what do you need to concentrate on? Yes, stress reduction, sleep hygiene, diet, and training. How often do you need to concentrate on it? Every day. Rinse and repeat. So what other side effects do we have with TRT? Well, a well-known side effect is infertility. I always forget to talk about this because, as you guys know, we use HCG routinely. And as you knew, it mimics luteinizing hormone, so it helps preserve testicular function. And one of the functions of the testicles is fertility. So we've had previously infertile people manage to successfully conceive with microdosing TRT and HCG. Why? Is it a fertility treatment? Well, the NHS does use HCG as a fertility treatment in crazily massive doses. And what do massive doses of any chemical do to the body? They potentially cause dysregulation. So if you give an appropriate dose according to your physiology, surely long term that is advantageous. So we've had over 50 successful conceptions using HCG alongside testosterone, normalizing physiology. It should be logical, shouldn't it? Well, it's just a short little snippet into TRT side effects. I hope you found this useful. Enjoy.